everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. My name is Derek, and today I'm joined by Angel.
Hello.
And special guest star, Tommy.
Hi.
Heather Locklear.
I love a top five. What can I say?
And welcome to Lather Up. This is our 8th episode, and we're going to be talking about our top 5 back from the dead moments in soap operas. So I guess we'll get right into it. Number 5. Tommy, you want to go first?
Hold on. Let me
or Angel.
My phone's not recognizing my deformed, puffy face, I guess, this morning.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Okay. So my number 5 is from The Young and the Restless.
Okay.
And it is Adam Newman in the form of Justin Hartley.
Okay.
The reason why I started watching The Young and the Restless. Consistently anyway, because I had watched it prior for JT and Colleen. So when he first came back, Adam had been presumed dead.
Was Michael Muni the one who played him before that?
Michael Muni was the one that played him before.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
He had unknowingly run over Billy and what's her name? Chloe's daughter and killed her.
Chloe's daughter, Delia.
Yeah, she had run out into the street and he ran her over and didn't realize it. And he was so racked with guilt once he found out about it. He went on the run. I didn't actually see this, so I might be saying the details wrong, but I think he went on the run. Maybe Billy confronted him. I'm not really sure. Was there a car accident, Angel? Maybe you know.
Oh, that was a long time ago for me.
I don't know if there was like an explosion, a car accident, something. He was.
Oh, there was something, and then Billy got recast with what's the guy's name? Heather Tom's brother.
David Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's how he died. Ish. So then, flash forward a year. Yeah, about a year, because it was like the end of the same year. We see this man with a bandage around his face, and he had a companion named Sage, played by what was her name from
Kelly
Sullivan.
Kelly Sullivan.
So she apparently worked for this older woman whose grandson had died, and they did facial reconstructive surgery on Adam so that he would look like this old rich dying woman's grandson, Gabriel Bingham.
Mm-hmm.
So in her dying days, he pretended to be Gabriel, I guess, just so she could be happy that her grandson was alive and he could inherit the money. So then he went back to Genoa City, and he was basically stalking Chelsea, who was his wife when he died, who he has a kid with. And he was basically trying to make her fall in love with him as Gabriel. But after about 6 months, they did the soap opera thing where they're talking to themselves, but he was talking to a portrait of Victor Newman, basically gloating about everything he's gotten away with. And Chelsea walks in and drops like a glass of champagne when she hears him say that he's Adam Newman.
Wow. Good stuff.
Yeah. I want to watch that again. So yeah, Adam Newman is my answer for number 5.
All right, Angel, what about you, number 5?
So my list is going to be a little fractured because I'm sort of prepared for this. But I remember One Life to Live. I think it might have been the reboot, or it might have been towards the end of the original series. Not the reboot, the continuation, I guess, if you want to call it that.
They did a Return from the Dead in 35 episodes.
Well, so remember, Victor died.
Yes, that was good.
At the end of the original series, or maybe it was Todd. No, he does come back in the reboot.
No, he was murdered in 2011.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's revealed dead at the end of the series. He's revealed alive at the end of the series, tail end of the series, very end, last scene.
Allison had him.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes, Allison had him. That was like my favorite. And I think he comes back in the reboot.
He does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So and I love that. And I think my favorite part about that is that what was her name? Kelly Massol's character.
Danielle.
Danielle had like the most real reaction to this. Like she screamed.
He's her father, right? That's his and Taya's daughter.
Uncle.
Yeah. I think.
Because Todd's the father. Right?
Todd is the father. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay.
It's so confusing.
But he was pretending to be her father for years. So.
Yeah. Okay, my number 5 is something we've all watched together. It's Amazing Grace, Brenda returning to GH in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
That was the moment that got me hooked back on GH after I graduated college. So that was the beginning of my second era to GH. But I mean, it's a great scene. You have
Yeah.
Sonny getting shot and Brenda seeing him for the first time, and Sonny's like completely like shook, and then he like falls to his apparent death, but he didn't die, of course. But
that scene lives rent free in my head. I think about it like every other day, my whole life. I hear like Amazing Grace. I'm like, that's what I think about.
Yeah, same. But yeah, that would be my number 5.
Oh, it's my turn again. Okay.
Number 4. Yeah.
Oh well, kind of to piggyback off of that, my number 4 is Brenda Barrett.
Okay.
But with a twist.
Okay.
Because that is the return that you kind of think about when you think about her return. But she did make a cameo appearance in 2000. And I think he may have been part of Ingo's exit story because he went to go do Titans. But I think he was like looking for Brenda because there was like rumors that she would be alive. And she had like a quick 30-second scene where she comes out of a building. I don't know if it was like a chauffeur or doorman or whatever. But he was just like, "Oh, you're gonna be late," or he says something about time, and she just says, "I'm worth the wait," and she gets in the limo.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
And I was like, "Ooh, yes, you are. Yes, you are." 2 years later, she returned to the scene that you just mentioned.
All right, Angel, you're number 4.
From All My Children, when really it should be General Hospital, Anna Devane coming back and reuniting with Robin. Yeah, I thought those scenes between her and Kimberly McCullough were excellent. I mean, it should have. I agree with the GH people who think that it should have been on GH, which
it should have been.
Yeah. That's fair. But those scenes were just amazing.
Yes, but it was a good marketing strategy to get people in GH to watch All My Children. So
yeah,
I agree with the outrage because I don't like the idea of something being resolved on a different show. Because if you're not a fan of that show, then you miss out on that.
Yeah,
that happened a lot with the Big 3 on ABC. They did that a lot, actually.
I don't like that.
That wasn't the only time.
I feel like The Young and the Restless and Bold and the Beautiful kind of dip into that a little bit. Sometimes I don't like that.
All right, my number 4 is Greenlee on All My Children in 2010. Ryan and Kendall and everybody still thinks Greenlee's dead from the motorcycle accident in 2009. Kendall was kind of responsible for her dying because she was driving the car that came at Greenlee. And everyone still thinks she's dead. Actually, Kendall's not even on campus right now. She and Zach are away. But David has a mystery bride. David Hayward has a mystery bride, and nobody knows who it is. And Ryan's at the wedding. Everybody's at the wedding. And Greenlee just slowly reveals herself by taking off her veil. And it was really, really good. Really cool.
Okay, so number 3 for me is Sheila Carter.
Okay.
She died the first time. Well, yeah. So she died on The Young and the Restless. Her first exit. She was on the show for 3 years. She died in a cabin fire, allegedly. A body was found, but it wasn't hers. I guess DNA testing isn't what it is now. But she showed up in Los Angeles, interviewing for a job as a nurse for the Forrester Creations. And she got the job, fell in love with Eric, married him, would get so scared every time their good friend Lauren Fenmore would come down. She was afraid that she was gonna reveal who she really was and everything she did. But speaking of going back to what we were saying, speaking of stories that resolve on another show, they did that on Bold and the Beautiful. Like, she died on Young and the Restless. They brought Lauren and Scott as guest stars on for a little arc. Like,
I do remember this, yeah.
And then they killed Scott on Bold and the Beautiful. They killed a Young and the Restless character on the show.
Yep.
I don't know how that worked out as far as them talking about it, having a funeral, whatever, on Young and the Restless, because I didn't watch it, how it coincided. But I was like shocked that they did that.
Rest in peace, headphones users. Laura! Laura! That's my number 3. Oh my gosh. It could have been number 1, but I have 2 more that are more impactful to me. In
I'm coming, bud.
1983, in 1980, it was 83.
Okay.
On General Hospital, or whenever I forgot when she left the show. It was right after the wedding, I guess. Whenever Genie Francis
82, I think.
82.
Yeah, it was like January.
But in 1982, Laura just walked off into the fog and was never seen again. Then we had the whole thing with Laura Templeton, all the stuff like that. We don't care about that. But unless you're watching what a recap's happening right now, Queers and Soaps. But in 1983, Luke runs for mayor and he wins. But
I have heard about this, but I've never watched it.
He doesn't have his Laura with him. He's in the mansion all by himself. And then she walks out into the like the field where like they got married and everything like that. He was thinking of Laura. You know, there was a song, "Think of Laura." Came on and everything like that. And then she turns around and she says, I think it was a castle. I don't know which one though. And then Luke sees her, and he was like, Laura. And he runs down he doesn't climb down, which he should have done, because that's how he beat up Scotty. But
oh, he was ready to fight Scotty. He was ready.
He was ready. He was like, no, I'm ready to fight him. But then he runs out the steps, and then they see each other and they hug, and I was just like, oh, the scene! I could see the scene a million times. Just like their 1993 return, I could see that a million times.
Okay, my number 3 is Steve Burton's return as Jason in 2017.
I thought about
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
So
was really
at this point,
good.
Billy Miller is playing Jason, and we just found out. I think we found out recently that Jason was alive. I'm not sure with this, but the reveal was really cool. There was a hitman or somebody going after Sam, and he's seeing it from the skylight. And then he pounds on the skylight and he makes his entrance, and everyone is just completely shocked. It was so
shocked,
good.
and then the baby blues and everything.
Yes,
like that.
Especially Carly. Oh my God, her face, Laura Wright's face in that scene was unbelievable. Okay, so number 2. Tommy.
All right. Well, my number 2 is from Days of Our Lives.
Okay.
It is Hope Williams Brady.
Okay.
So Bo and Hope left. They had their happily ever after in 1987, and the 2 actors went and did primetime.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1990, they both came back. Falcon Crest had just ended, so Christian was available. But she wasn't staying long term, and Bo was, so they killed her off. They had a little storyline called The Cruise of Deception. Hope was in a birdcage, and basically fell into a vat of acid. Or so
seemingly because it was just an explosion and then they were gone.
Yeah. Cut to how many years later? 4 years later. Because she only came back for 3 months. Peter Reckles stayed for like 2 years, and then he left, and then they recast. But cut to 4 years later. We're now at Maison Blanche, and there's this mysterious woman. We don't see her face, and Celeste keeps talking to her. She's like her keeper. And a bunch of our main characters are in Maison Blanche, and they're trying to keep her away from them. And I think she had a photo of Bo in a wallet, because she would refer to it. You would just see a hand pulling a photo out.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know who this man was, I don't think. So then we have a final scene. It was probably a Friday, because this is what Dee does, where Celeste is like urging her to go back to her room. Like, you can't be out here. Nobody can see you. And we get this very dramatic turnaround of Christian Alfonso, and she's just like, and the freeze frame on her face, and we see that she's alive.
Cool.
That was like,
but she had amnesia for 3 years. She thought she was Gina. And everybody kept doing these DNA tests. She was Gina. She wasn't Gina. She is Hope. She's not Hope. And it was this whole thing where like her grandfather, who is now dead, had this music box that nobody could open because nobody knew the combination except Hope, and she knew the combination, and that's how they realized she was Hope.
There was this promo that came out around the time of the Maison Blanche storyline. I think it was like dated my birthday of the year that she came back. Okay. And it was the ended with this Monday there will be hope.
And then they kind of played fast and loose with the Gina name by making her Princess Gina, by brainwashing her later on. Like, this poor woman's head, her poor brain. Well, we find out that when she thought she was Gina, she was brainwashed, and so she thought she was the real Princess Gina, and her and John had this whole past where they were robbers and they were in love, and that's what led to the submarine sex that I love so much.
We're all sleeping on the yellow submarine.
But yeah, my number 3 is Hope Williams Brady in the 90s. Well, I think that's her only return from the dead.
So Sheila Carter, but in 2018, or I think it's 2018, like on the Build the Beautiful.
Ooh, yeah.
With the telescope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With the telescope and Katie. I was going to say Heather Toppless.
Put
Katie.
the fire poker down.
So I know she was played by Michelle Stafford at one point. Was she killed as Phyllis?
They don't talk about that.
They don't talk about that.
I actually said they addressed it. She was like, "Those are just rumors."
Okay. Okay, I don't know, so I was asking.
But yeah, so we didn't. There was no inclination that this was going to head this way. Like they were hinting at Katie being with Eric, as you know. They're hinting Katie being with Eric, and there was all this like mess and everything like that.
Well, she was Eric was married to Quinn at the time, because I remember Sheila looking through the telescope across.
Yeah, the telescope. Yeah, yeah. The return. Now, this is one of the situations where the return was better than the actual story that played out.
Yeah, because then she just
the return itself, because then she was just like,
she was just like,
waitress. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess this return is kind of better than the story from her is better than, because now she has a whole family.
Yeah,
even though she does have a whole family. They did more with her. But yeah, I love the reveal when
she's obsessed with her son Finn, but she doesn't acknowledge all her other kids she has.
No. But like the great thing about it was that Brad Bell made sure to keep that return a secret. So
yeah,
they had her name, like, I guess it wasn't Sheila in the scripts from what I understand. They kind of like hoisted her like in not hoisted her, but I guess like not hoisted her. What's the word for it? Like kind of masquerade her like in like some kind of like in the sky, so that Kimberly Brown in the sky, so that people don't like take pictures, or paparazzi don't take pictures or anything like that. So
I feel like in 2021 they promoted that she was coming back.
Yeah, it's always. I was thinking about this earlier. It's always more impactful when they keep the casting news a secret. Like if you don't know the actors coming back to the show, it's always a lot more impactful.
Yeah.
But my number 2, the person had been on the canvas for a while now. The audience knew that this person was alive, but when the whole everyone else found out, it was pretty crazy and shocking, and the reveal was really cool. And that's Robin on General Hospital in 2013. When she decides she's gonna go to Patrick and Sabrina's wedding and tell Patrick she's still alive, but then she at the last minute decides to leave, and Emma spots her, and the whole entire congregation turns around when she says "mommy," and
mommy,
yeah, and Robin is revealed to be alive, and everyone is, people are just shocked and happy. Sabrina, of course, is devastated. But the whole reveal and the ensuing scenes, I loved so much as my number 2 for sure.
I like Sabrina and Patrick.
I won't make Aaron hear you say that.
I'm a sucker for like a Cinderella story, like an Ugly Betty, like transformation. Yeah. That's what got me hooked on Days. That's why like Chloe and Philip. So like seeing that because I was, I'm an on and off viewer. I came back for the 50th, and that was part of the 50th that they were like going to be a couple. So I was like rooting for her and Patrick at that time.
It's not that I wasn't rooting for her and Patrick. I just thought the reveal was really cool. I didn't really matter to me either way who he chose, but
yeah.
Okay, number 1.
Right, my number 1 is also from Days of Our Lives, and it's the other half of that couple. It's Bo Brady. So Peter Reckle left the show again in 2012. I don't know if he wasn't a fan of the writing. He didn't feel like Bo and Hope were center stage anymore. He kind of made a comment that, that's just how soaps work. The next generation kind of becomes more prevalent. he's like, I know it ruffled some feathers when I first came on. He's like, and now I'm the older one. So it's like he decided to leave. But they didn't really write Bo
They
off
ran him
very
out.
well.
No, they didn't do anything with him.
So for years, Hope was just kind of flailing, and they didn't know what to do with her. And then eventually, for the 50th anniversary, we find out that Bo was being held captive, and they kind of teased it because you just saw a body laying on the ground in like a cell, and you saw his tattoo on his shoulder blade.
Oh, that's cool.
But we knew he was coming back because we know, especially with Days, who tapes a year in advance, we knew for like 2 years. But he came back. Hope was about to marry Aiden, who was trying to kill her. And on their wedding night, and Bo made his way into Salem. He busted through the front door, got into a fight, killed Aiden. Because we found out that was actually an Aiden lookalike later on, but that's besides.
It wasn't me. It was
Hope is just so like her nerves are just shot. She faints when she sees Bo. All this was the 50th. It was so great. And then fucking Josh Griffith and his dark writing kills Bo off for the 50th anniversary. We find out he has some like brain tumor or something.
Terminal illness, yes.
And him and Bo go to like a cliff to watch the sunset. They play one of their songs. And we see a montage of scenes, and he dies in Hope's arms. Cut to 2022 for Beyond Salem season 2. It was all about Bo and Hope that season. It was a Bo and Hope centric season. We see Bo, but he's in heaven, and he's just like watching over everybody, seeing what's going on. He's like watching it on streaming on Peacock. He's getting yelled at by Loretta Devine because he keeps cursing in heaven. And he kind of like helps his family magically. He's not there, but I don't know. I feel like he's like whispering in their ears. I don't know. But we come to find out that he's not dead. Something happened. Hope died. She got shot by Steve Burton. And she was in heaven, and they danced to one of their songs, and she didn't want to go back. And he's like, you have to go back. He's like, you have to be with our kids. But because she was going back, she wasn't going to remember that she danced with Bo. But she kind of did, because they have this mystical connection. We cut to an old villain from the 80s, Megan, who was the major villain of Beyond Salem 2. And there's this cryogenic chamber, and it has Bo's body in it. And the last scene is him opening his eyes. Cut to almost a year later, Bo is now alive, but he doesn't really remember a lot, and he thinks he's just like full-on Kyriakis. It was a mess, but Bo's alive. His son ended up shooting him, putting him in a coma for another year or two.
Wow.
He actually just woke up from his coma as John was dying, sadly, because the actor died in real life.
Yeah.
So, but Bo's alive.
To be clear, the actor was sick in real life, and Drake Hookerson gave them their permission to kill him off, because remember, they saved in like 20 years in advance. So
right. So yeah, Bo Brady, he's alive. Hopefully they'll be back for the 60th this week.
Yeah, isn't it this week? All right, Angel, what's your number one?
Jesse Hubbard.
That's a good one.
All My Children. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So about 1988-89, Jesse's a cop, and he gets killed in the line of duty, dies in Angie's arms. Angie's crying and everything like that. In 1995, I don't know why I'm putting this one in there, but 1994, there was a tornado. Tad summoned enough to answer the door during a tornado, gets hit by the door, and he's in heaven with
Jesse. Yeah.
Jesse and Jenny and all them, even Ray Gardner, which I never understand why he's in heaven, but who cares?
He shouldn't be in heaven.
I just wanted to put that in there as for context, because now in 2000, let me see if I can find it. It was like 2008.
Wait,
yes.
Was Angie on Loving?
Yes.
Angie was on Loving, but there was a doppelganger. We're not going to talk about that right now, because we were to believe for like a good 20 years that this man was dead.
Oh wow.
To the point that he was an angel, even appearing in like 2001 when Jillian died.
Really? He appeared then too?
Yes, he appeared then, because Natalie appeared then. It was a whole thing. There was like a weird heaven storyline with Jillian and Ryan.
Interesting.
I thought she was coming back, but I guess not. I guess she didn't. Anyway, cut to 2008. I think Frankie comes back first.
Yeah,
because he was back in the early 2000s, played by Frank Olive from Passions.
Who's Frankie?
Their son.
So Frankie is their son.
Okay.
So yes, they have a son. He came back first. Then Angie comes back. I think she decides to stay on the show. I forgot like the context of that.
He just came back to the show after years being gone. Yeah.
After years of being gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just hearing Angela in my head.
And then there's a train station scene, which I know if you're a Port Charles fan, they definitely ripped this off, but they did it better. He's on the train. Angie sees him on the train. The train is gone. And then the train comes back somehow, and there's fog and mist and everything like that. And Jesse walks through the fog and mist, playing with the tune of Alicia Keys' "Like You'll Never See Me Again." Because that was also in the promo. They spoiled that the song was going to be in the promo, but who cares? It was a great scene. The scene is on YouTube if you want to see it. It's such a great welcome back scene. I love them. The only thing that makes it 30 with them.
Like, this doesn't make any sense, but I love it.
It doesn't make sense, but I love it.
It didn't make any sense at all, but it was good.
But they actually, most of their writing was solid, except for the whole baby thing where like Angie goes blind.
Oh yeah.
And then they killed her baby, and then they gave her it was weird.
I was watching at the time. Yeah, I know.
Didn't he bury it in the park?
Yeah.
Yes, he buried the baby in the park. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he had a whole other family, and it was because if he was a witness protection, from what I understand,
for 20 years.
So for 20 years, so that explains why they explained the way that it was witness protection, and he had a whole other family.
All right, my number one is a classic. It's Tina returning from the dead on One Life to Live in 1987.
Is that the wedding?
The wedding, yeah.
Yes!
So everyone believes Tina died in Argentina falling off the Iguazu Falls. And at the time, she was pregnant with Court's baby. Mm-hmm. But somehow she believes she lost the baby. She believes the baby's gone. And she convinces Gabrielle to give her baby with Max. And Tina finds out about the wedding, and she's rushing back to Landview. And she's in a taxi. She's yelling at the taxi driver, yes. I need to get to this wedding. Can you go faster? Can you go faster? Andrea Evans is so great in all these scenes, too.
So how did they first reveal her face?
Well, I don't she'd been off the canvas for maybe a month or two. And then they finally revealed her to be alive in Argentina. She was rescued.
Oh, she wasn't even gone that long. I thought
it wasn't gone that long, no.
Okay.
But when she comes back to Landview and everyone finds out she's alive, that's the great moment right there.
That's the tea right there.
Trying to get to the church. She's in the taxi. She's screaming at the taxi driver to drive faster. She has a baby in her arms, and it's not her baby. It's Gabrielle's. And she goes into the church. Cord, played by John Loprino, is marrying Marcia Cross's Kate. And they've just been pronounced man and wife. And Tina comes in and she says, "Am I too late?" Which they use later in 2011 in her return, which is so funny. Interrupting another wedding. And everyone just like shocked, and Tina and Kate, of course, Marcia Cross is like completely blown away by this reveal that she's still alive.
She's blown away, not knowing that she has that.
And then the Tina hands the baby to Cord, and she faints.
She's always fainting.
And then Marcia Cross's look on her face is like, "Oh, there's that Kimberly show coming out."
Completely
Sarah, even in the episode that you and I watched, with Gabrielle's wedding, she fainted in that one too. Why does she always faint? She's so dramatic.
I don't know. Well, no, it turns out Tina had jungle fever.
Oh God! Oh God!
All right, I have a couple honorable mentions. Do you guys have any honorable mentions?
I didn't, but as we were talking, I guess I woke up because now I have a bunch.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Well, I try to avoid like the big ones because I feel like everybody mentions them when they do a top 5. But like all of Stefano's returns from the dead, he's just never dead. Even now, I feel like they're kind of teasing that he might be alive. Marlena is one that people mention a lot in 1991. But I have a few smaller ones. So Teresa on Passions, they kind of tried to mimic in a more campy, comical way Sammy's execution with Teresa. So she was executed by lethal injection, or so we thought. And she was laid out in an open casket in the Crane Mansion. And I don't know if it was a hallucination or if she was actually doing this, but she was like tormenting Rebecca Ivy.
Rebecca Ivy, yes, I remember this. Yeah. When she came, she was like standing up on the.
And it turns out she wasn't dead. I think Alistair helped, and he like gave her a drug that made it look like she was dead, but she wasn't. There's Annie on Sunset Beach. I think she crawled into her father's casket, and they went to cremate the casket, and she went into the flames, but somehow got out. So she kind of showed up to her own wake, all dressed in all black. Speaking of showing up to your own funeral, there's Carly, Tamara Braun. She was presumed dead, and that was when I first started watching GH, because I remember her walking into the church at her own funeral. I don't know if she and Sunny got into a fight, or she caught Sunny with another woman like she usually does, and she like ran off and faked her death, or was presumed dead. I don't remember the circumstances, but I just remember her coming to her own funeral. Oh, and of course, 10 toes. Sheila Carter. So Steffi stabbed Sheila Carter to death, or so we thought. And as she was being cremated, Sheila lost a toe, so she only has 9. Well, now I think she has 8. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, probably has 7 at this point.
Toes. I don't know if she's diabetic. I don't know.
She's losing toes, yeah.
But she what's his name? Sean Kanan. Deacon is romantically involved with her, and as they were cremating her body, the toes were sticking out, and he's like, 10 toes, 10 toes. So that's how we knew that Sheila was alive.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
But that's it. That's all mine.
Angel, do you have any?
Hello, Barbara from As the World Turns.
Ooh. I knew you were going to say that.
Yes.
Because
I mean, that's too popular. It was too popular on my list, so I'm going to say hello, Barbara.
Yeah.
And then whenever he decides to come back after this death in 1988, because I know he's there in 89. Like I don't know what this reveal is going to bring for James Senback.
Didn't he also come back looking like Tom Pelphrey?
Yeah, we don't talk about that. What was the other one? Oh, Roger Thorpe in like 80, I think like 88, 89. When he was revealed during Philip and Blake's wedding. Yeah, well,
I saw a clip of that. That was good.
It's a whole thing where he gets shot by Alan, who's played by a whole different actor at that point. And he flies down the flies down the I guess the altar. He's on the ground, like seemingly like passed out because he got shot by Alan. And who was it? Ed rips his mask off because he was like kind of in disguise and everything like that. And Holly screams because that is Roger. What's another one? Hold on. Oh, Leslie from General Hospital during Twisted Fate.
That was a great one.
I've seen Twisted Fate. I didn't realize that people thought she was dead. I didn't know that was like her return.
And also Laura, I guess, during that storyline too.
Wasn't that like
because they faked her death?
Yeah.
Wasn't that an exit for Laura, or
it was her maternity leave? I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we mentioned Anna on All My Children for GH. That was one of mine. And I can't talk about this one too much because Tommy hasn't seen it yet. It's Maria on Sunset Beach when she.
But I know she was alive. Like I've always.
Yeah, but you don't know how.
I'm not gonna say anything because I watched that.
All I'm gonna say is
because I know Christina Chambers
plays a really cool way they do it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched that live.
If you know, it's a very cool way that they. She is on the way that she's on canvas before everyone finds out, but the way it's done is very, very cool.
That the whole town found out with
right, exactly.
Yeah.
surprised nobody mentioned Riva.
I'll mention Riva. Because we were watching it. Yeah, so initially Riva came back as a figment of Josh and I guess Annie's imagination, or ghostly appearances and stuff like that. And then she's Amish. She's just Amish. Like
it's funny because what's her name? Cynthia Watros as Annie. So Josh and her are dating, and they're about to have sex, and he like can't because he keeps seeing Ghost Riva. And she thinks that he has erectile dysfunction. But then, okay, so I've only seen parts of this. I haven't seen the whole thing. I guess it was Cynthia Watros' exit story with the plane crash, and Riva was presumed dead, but she was on the island. I've only made it up to the part where she meets the guy on the island who doesn't speak. So I don't actually know how she makes it off the island. And this is during the clone story.
They were yeah, never mind. It wasn't him. I was like, it's not the guy that. No, it's not the clone guy. No.
Yeah, I stopped watching because I just wanted to see it for Bethany Joy Lenz as teenage Riva. So once I got past that, I kind of stopped watching, but I want to go back to it.
And we gotta go back to our 95 watch if we can find it.
I'll find it.
You'll find it.
I'll find it.
All right. Any other mentions before we leave?
Everybody that was killed during the Salem Stalker storyline from 2004 to 2006. That wasn't really dead.
Yeah. What is the island called? Meliswan or something?
Meliswan. Yeah, it's New
and
Salem.
They changed the opening credits. They changed the music of the opening credits, which they should have kept. That was beautiful song.
So it's New Salem spelled backwards. That's
right.
Meliswan. So stupid.
Meliswan or Meliswan, I don't know.
And I guess Will Horton, when Ron Carlivati took over as head writer, because that was a mistake. Another Josh Griffith, Dina Higley bullshit, killing off their gay character and legacy character during the 50th anniversary. Yay! Let's kill everybody for the 50th.
Yay! Wait a minute. Speaking of which, I like when he came back as Chandler Massey and Allison Sweeney. Sammy was like telling Ben, you gotta kill him again so he gets his memory back.
Yeah, she wanted to jog his memory, so she made the killer like choke him out again. She broke him out of jail. Was like, choke him. But also similar to like the whole Jesse like heaven thing. Prior to his official return, they had Lucas, who's an alcoholic, drunk, seeing Angel Ghost Will before he was actually back. Which was only like a month or two before he came back. So we could say it was a drunken hallucination, I guess.
And then Kristen had him. No, Susan had him. I'm sorry, it was Susan who had him.
Yeah, he had amnesia and like, he thought he was married to Sammy. Because he was and Susan was like kind of Susan was like kind of makes you want to throw up in your mouth, doesn't it? All right, I'm done because I'm gonna keep thinking of things and keep.
Yeah. So many.
There's so many. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Lather Up. This is our top 5 back from the dead moments. We'll be back soon with another episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.